Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. I think I'm gonna start calling it Chawk-N-Talk because I go by the name Chikenhawk, uh, and so I thought it was an appropriate show name because I'm the Chikenhawk and I'm talking. Um, and anyway, it's Labor Day weekend, and I'm sitting by my trusty old master-built digital smoker, smoking up a pork roast so I can make some pulled pork sandwiches later today. Just enjoy the sweet fruits of that labor. And speaking of labor, it's been kind of a slow morning. Just get up and I went out and mowed the grass, took care of my dogs, and now I'm just taking a little break, sitting beside the smoker for a bit, just kind of checking on things. And no, today's episode is not going to be about my smoker or even the pot roast that I'm smoking. Um, and maybe that's going to be an episode for later. So maybe I'll put that on the books and we'll make that one happen because I do like a good smoked pork roast, and it just makes some awesome pulled pork. Show you how I do it and all the ins and outs. Anyway, and I'm sitting here today, and I've been thinking about an episode and trying to put as I put this content together, think about things that affect my life and maybe affecting yours or our society in general. And last night we were at Walmart, and something kind of came up, and I thought maybe I can and talk about this and get your opinion, and you can do that in the comments about a situation that happened as we were shopping at Walmart. So my family and I were at Walmart just getting a few things for the weekend, and we were almost done shopping, and we decided that we needed something else, or we forgot to get something. Anyway, I go back down to the aisle that's on, and I go and locate what I'm looking for. And as I go to walk out of the aisle, I look up and there are a couple of people just taking their time, but they are clogging the entire aisle so that I can't get by. And, I'm trying to get in a hurry and get out because I want to get out of Walmart. But I decided just to be a little patient. Uh, but it's starting to take some time for them to get what they need. And they're not really paying attention to what else is going on. They're so engrossed in what they're doing that I don't really know that they noticed anybody else trying to get back. And I noticed this other lady, and me and her kind of made eye contact, and she was stuck at the other end of the aisle, or trying to come through into that particular section so she could get what she needed. But these two different customers just continued doing what they were doing, not really paying attention. And it seemed like a long time. You know how that is, right? You get a situation where you're in a hurry and the seconds turn into minutes almost, and it seems probably way longer than it actually was, but it felt like they were there for 5 minutes. And you're probably asking, why didn't you turn down the aisle and go back the other way? Because I'm sure it wasn't actually 5 minutes, right? It was probably a minute or so. But in the grocery store, especially for you guys, you know that a minute is almost an eternity. Um, but anyway, after a while, they finally cleared out and moved on. Well, I think my talk today is not going to be about them in particular, but it's about an idea that I think we all struggle with. And it's the idea of noticing those around us. And I'm going to boil that down really into selfishness. Okay. And before I get started into this, I want you to know that I consider myself as part of the problem. And I think that's why that I want to talk about it. I think that we get so caught up in our world today. We work hard, right? And the money that we get is doesn't seem to go as far as it used to. Like, look at how much I spent last night. We didn't even feel like we bought very much, and it was nearly $130. And you look at that, and I think we just get so caught up trying to look at our own life that we forget to kind of peer around a little bit and see what else is going on and see how other people are being affected by our seemingly small choices, right? And maybe we feel like we're the center of our world and we got to look out for number one. that we forget to look up every once in a while and see how it's affecting the society around us. Now, this goes out into everything. This isn't just at the grocery store. This is driving down the road. I really see selfishness come out there. We've got to have that extra 2 seconds it took to cut somebody off and to get where we need to be. And the reality is in driving, all we're doing is maybe saving 10 seconds, like in the big scheme of things. And people forget, like, we're driving, 2-ton vehicles around, 1 and 2-ton vehicles. That's a lot of mass being, tossed around seemingly with our little steering wheel. How big are the outcomes when we treat that disrespectfully, right? We need to think about just talking to people in general. Social media has become crazy with we think that we have the right to free speech, and we do, but we don't feel like we have the right to the consequences. I find myself frustrated often that people put out content that's just laced with profanity, unnecessary. All right, there's so much content, and I think this happened a few years ago. I don't remember the event that happened, but there was, I do recall something about free speech came up, and when that happened, after that event happened, I feel like there's been more and more just profanity-laced free speech. I want to guard my child's life where they don't have to hear that as much. And you may not be in the same boat, and that's fine. I'm not here to preach a sermon to you about profanity. I'm just saying not everyone's going to fall into that same category that you do. And if you're unnecessarily putting, and not just profanity, but your actions out there and forcing the rest of the world to take it, you might want to take a look in the mirror and ask the question, am I being selfish? And I do that sometimes too. Not profanity, but my actions. I have to ask myself about my actions. Chikenhawk, are you being selfish? And in some cases, I have to answer yes. Right? And I have to maybe look at how I'm doing things. And so I think last time I mentioned that I was a teacher. I have to go into the classroom every single day and talk myself, well, it's not really talking to myself, but say to myself sometimes, hey, maybe you don't feel the best today, but you're not here for you. You're here to educate the young minds of America and get them to try to think for themselves. And so are you being selfish about how you're handling that? Okay. And so this is, when I say that I'm not talking just to everybody, I'm also talking to myself. It's a true statement. Okay. I do self-evaluation all the time. So anyway, I want to bring more to the table than just product reviews. Okay. So as I sit here, sitting next to my master built, not giving a review on it, all right, and sitting here just trying to think about life, I want to bring kind of a positive message to you saying, let's look at our lives, let's make changes for the better, and let's affect everyone else around us. Also, I do want to mention that just in case anybody at Under Armour is paying attention. I am wearing this nice Star Wars Rebel shirt, and they don't make it anymore. And as you can see, this has become a work shirt. And if you could make another one, that would be excellent, so I could purchase it from you and have it for myself. But anyway, I guess that's me being a little selfish right there. This is the Chikenhawk saying, I hope you have a great and blessed day. And today, why don't you just try one time to think of others maybe a little bit higher than we normally do. And I will see you next time. This is a Chikenhawk signing out.